and I want to start from the product and then work backwards to what we are going to be talking about today. So today, if you go to Alethea.AI, and Alethea really is the Greek goddess for truth, a name that was inspired based on the fact that we are now living in an era and time where the truth is sort of undervalued, but also because you have the rise of deep fakes, which are very realistic looking people, voices that can damage the trust in society. So for example, you won't be able to tell which of these faces is real or which of these faces is fake. It's something I start off with. I mean, some people can tell. Maybe I'll just pause here to ask, I don't know whether interaction is okay, but if everyone can see my screen, I will give away the answer now. All of these people are fake and AI generated, except for one person, and that is Alex. And Alex is somebody who has decided to clone himself using our AI technology. And so what you see here is not Alex, you see a derivative image, a copy, a clone of Alex that is here. But every single character here on our site, whether it is the crypto news anchor who will serve you your news, or Sophia, or Luisa, or Eduardo, or Michelle, or Carl, every single one of them is AI generated. And of course, we have sometimes satirical characters that are AI generated as well. And I'll explain why this is important, but also how this fits into the broader vision. We have the transformative ability of the technology to create today using AI and machine learning. You can create unique characters like this gentleman here, who may seem slightly familiar to you. This is a hybrid between the president and also a character on the Tiger King documentary series known as Joe Exotic. And what AI is enabling is, and I know it's funny as he looks around and looks sort of confused and bewildered, but that sometimes can be the norm. The character here is built using AI technology and is powerfully created using some of our machine learning algos. The value of this is we're reaching a point where anybody can create deep fakes of faces and voices. And so what will that do for character creation and virtual characters? And that's where Alethea believes that we can fundamentally transform the market. So let me just pause here and go to the slides after showing the demo. But if we look at our marketplace today, let me just go here and share our deck. Okay, I hope I don't give away any emails. But yeah, okay. We bring characters to life, and that's our core focus. If you look at the way the market is shaping up today, what you can see on the left is what is AI generated, a point that I've tried to make a few times, and what is real. That line continues to blur because today you can use AI tools to create really compelling content. So my thesis and our thesis at Alethea is that the content economy is going to go through fundamental transformation in the next 3 to 6 months, but also in the next 1 to 3 years, driven by three things: deep learning and AI, COVID-19, the pandemic, and the rise of the independent creator economy. The independent creators on patreon.com, on different platforms like Cameo, celebrities, are going to fundamentally transform the way content is created and consumed, and AI is going to accelerate this. So the question I always pose to anyone willing to listen is, what is the new content economy going to look like amidst these changes, right? How is it going to evolve? You know, when we went from HBO or watching subscription-based TV programs to Netflix, we could see the transition of content. But now we're moving from natural film content to AI-generated content. And so our thesis is that you will be able to cut, copy, and paste a face or a voice just like you do with text. And this will create mass personalization. This will create lower marginal costs for creating content. And this will create a new category of content. It will also create tremendous problems for the truth. Because if you can just take anybody's face without their permission, without their approval, and put it out there without any sort of approval process, you're going to risk damaging society tremendously. And I'll come to how we are trying to solve and tackle that problem with our marketplace. And I really wanted to demo the marketplace first because I really want people to understand the positive use cases, but also understand the negative use cases that are coming out today. So what is the market? In our opinion, the market for a technology that is as transformative as this is going to be the film and entertainment market, the virtual character market, and primarily the North American markets that we are interested in. And the realistic AI generated characters that we can generate will allow us to not just create virtual characters, but we can resurrect humans. We can build hybrid faces and voices and create new celebrities from the ground up. And now imagine if you as individuals could be empowered to create these characters yourself. So one of our customers, for example, requested, and this is not on the marketplace, but one of the customers requested that we help preserve the voice of their grandfather who was about to pass. And they requested that we preserve the voice of the grandfather so that the voice model, the AI model, could then be used to read audiobooks or books for great-grandchildren not yet born. Just like the way we pass down our DNA, we can now pass down our likeness and face and voice data. So the way we solve this problem is we have a marketplace. And in this marketplace, you will have access to our software. And we have a marketplace primarily as a mechanism to prevent people from using our software for nefarious purposes. So on our wonderful marketplace, you will not find any negative use cases other than the occasional satirical use case, which might be seeing a character like Don Exotic, right? But you're not going to find use cases around porn, use cases around misinformation. You're only going to find very compellingly created and interesting characters that might be valuable spokespeople for your brand or advertisers for your content. And we also have a blockchain layer. My opinion, and after much research of studying this, we need a layer here of trust and provenance to allow people to understand what we are building. And if we allow people to consent to the use of their likeness and capture this consent cryptographically and allow people to license out the use of their face or voice data, this is where the NFTs will be extremely helpful, non-fungible tokens. So you see the marketplace, you see the software behind it, and then you also have the blockchain permissioned layer. I hope I'm making sense because it's many new things all combined together. So as I shared with you, the marketplace is there to structure our suppliers. So if you think about how Airbnb sanitized and brought tremendous hygiene to the informal room rental market by allowing users to take nice photographs, sending a photographer, putting a blue tick on, it's similar to the way that we will do this, where we allow the licensed use of a face or voice on our platform, and we provide a blue tick. And that blue tick can be registered on the blockchain as well as a sign of provenance. And we will aggregate demand. So on our marketplace today, we have content that is created, and we will be bringing more celebrities onto the platform that allows them to license out their face and likeness. The value of this licensing is very interesting because you can now have a character. If I go back here, you can now have a character like Eduardo if you wanted to expand, and if you're launching a, let's see, what was the previous, a credit card. Let's say you're launching a credit card, but you want to expand out of the Southeast Asian markets and you want to enter the European markets. Eduardo will be happy to be featured in a brand or in a commercial, and he will be happy to talk about your products. And you can book him, you can book his services. So if you think of the stock image or stock photography market, this is very, very similar, except that all of it is AI generated. So if you are a creator or celebrity, Eduardo will speak Spanish for you. He will articulate your brand's proposition in a specific language, and you can book him for $49 for 200 words. Anything more than that, he's a bit pricey. So moving next to who is our customer, what is the job to be done, what problem do we solve? At the end of the day, if you look at how the pandemic has fundamentally transformed content creation, if you are a content creator, you need to go down to the studio to shoot a production, or you need to have expensive film equipment. All of that is going to get fundamentally transformed by artificial intelligence. We can do that at 1/10 the cost without needing the risk of human contact. And the fixed costs of studio production, the talent costs, and the equipment costs can be abstracted away, and mainly a customer or client will be paying for the GPU and AI costs. So this is the value we free up for enterprises, for creators, for artists. If you are a celebrity or a creator, you can now license out your face and likeness and voice internationally. If you're stuck in Hollywood and you can't travel, and if you're Lady Gaga, you can now license your face out to a Japanese brand that wants to use it in a car commercial, of course, with the right permissions and likeness. And all of this can be registered and transacted on the blockchain. So how do we make money from our business model? We have a marketplace transaction fee, which is pretty standard for marketplaces. And we have subscriptions to our creative platform. And that's essentially where a lot of the creative value, creators using our APIs will be able to build these characters out. So I'll just pause here and perhaps conclude with one last brief image or video. I'd encourage all of you to check out a cool character that we have created. His name is Baby O. And Baby O is happy to rap a song, is happy to dish out the truth, and he bears an uncanny resemblance to several characters that we have been inspired by. If you check out our news feed on Twitter, you'll be able to see several different characters that we have launched using this technology. And every single character that gets launched on our marketplace, we label it as AI generated. So we are trying to solve the deepfake problem by showing the AI generated characters and labeling them as such. That's really important to us. Happy to take further questions in the breakout rooms, but other than that, I'll stop sharing, and thank you so much for giving me your time. Please drop me a note at Arif@Alethea.AI if you're interested in also furthering this conversation.